Let's draw an ink and halftone pattern knight wearing lamellar armor. Lamellar armor is a type of medieval armor that's made up of plates that are woven with each other or into a fabric backing or something, whatever. I understand that it's highly effective and was very popular, I guess. We always see plate armor, but we don't see some of the other types of armor that were probably more in use. I have no idea. I think I saw that it was much more prevalent than plate armor, which is the kind that you're used to seeing knights wearing. As you can see, the video is in the new editing style, but with some changes. Now it's more more broken up into pieces that are really sped up really fast, and then the parts that are not quick are in one speed, so you can see really get in there and see the action, see exactly the movements and the pace of the drawing itself. I think it's nice. I think it's when I I've been looking at a few videos of people doing arts and crafts, and it's usually that they either cut into the segments that are in 1-to-1 speed, and there you can see something interesting. But in drawing, you mostly don't see anything interesting happening. This is it, except in those videos they usually have music, and for describing things they just write like, overlay on the screen whatever text. You can just mute the video if you don't want to hear me talk about it. Go ahead and mute the sound now. I'll keep recording audio, but just don't listen to what I say. Thanks. This technique, out of the recent sketches, I think is the most pleasing result. It appears like I don't know, the most complete drawing, or that I just have it figured out what it's supposed to look like and it comes out looking good. I still don't know 100% how I can combine it with background in terms of the contrast between the foreground, the character, and the background, how well they will merge. When you just draw a single character cut out from a background, you got your contrast all figured out, but once you want to put it inside some kind of setting, you might face some issues if the background is, for instance, very interesting, or draws the eye, or it has stronger contrast, or it appears to have an equal weight in the composition. I guess what I want to talk about is composition. That can change the appearance of what you're trying to convey, and you might not achieve the result that you were aiming to achieve by using the same technique for drawing a single character cut out from any sort of background, as opposed to one that's inside a setting and works with a background. So that sort of changes things. But for now, I'm pleased with this result. I'm gonna use it in the next several drawings, I think. I really want to do a comic page using this technique. I did a comic page before, it was, and then I tried to make another one, but I stopped before completing it because it just, with the way it was going, I thought it would be too much work before I got what I wanted out of it. I don't know, like it might have, I don't know, it might have paid off in terms of the presentation of the story, but it would have been so much work that if it didn't, then that would have been a lot of labor gone to waste. So yeah, well, look, I'm also kind of lazy sometimes, so maybe just that's why I flaked out on that comic. But what I want to do is complete maybe 5 or 10 pages story, set my goals a little bit more modestly, and try to achieve them. So maybe if that in itself will generate interest, I can continue and make more, and I don't invest a lot of time in something that doesn't have much of a return on that investment. Because I do work on some drawings for a long time, and it's not always clear to me like, what I get out of it, aside from the joy of creation and achieving something that I set out to do. So that's what I want to do. Try and make a few pages. I have some idea. I have a general concept for it. I heard someone describe Game of Thrones as knights versus zombies, and I thought that was a cool idea to explore. Maybe in a post-apocalyptic fantasy setting. Like imagine Lord of the Rings meets The Walking Dead. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, just as the visuals are appealing to my sensibilities. It's just the kind of stuff that I like. I like to draw it. So the whole thing kind of blows your mind, doesn't it? That you can just record a TV or radio show, whatever you want to call this thing, broadcast it to the entire world, and anyone can watch it. That's pretty amazing. If you would have told me when I was a young man or a child, you can broadcast to the entire planet from just your computer, I'd be like, whoa, that's amazing. That's really cool. It's pretty cool. And as always, I pass the question off to you. Do you want to smash the subscribe like button or comment in the section below where the links are in the section of the description? That's the discussion. It's a conversation we're having. As always, goodbye for all eternity.